India is well known around the world owing to its historical background, diverse cultures, and interesting traditions. Its ancient scriptures and texts have been the way of life of its people for thousands of years. Today, the country is taking huge strides in various fields like arts and science, paving a way towards a progressive India. So friends, I'm your host Shreyasa Vijay, and today in our episode of My India, we'll take a look at some of the stories that very well showcase the unique culture and prosperity of our country stretching from Himalayas to Kanyakumari. The tourism sector is emerging as one of the most booming sectors in the world. With time, the sector has undergone great diversification and development and has now become a symbol of growth for many countries. Recognizing the importance of universal growth, with the strengthening of tourism and travel, every year on 27 September, World Tourism Day is celebrated across the globe. So today, let's see how this day was celebrated across various parts in India.
Owing to its distinct geographical existence and wide variety of options that it offers in terms of cuisines, art, music forms, language, adventures and places, India has become the most sought-after tourist destination. Recently, as the World Tourism Day was observed across the globe, a number of events were also conducted in various parts of India to give boost to its tourism sector. In Srinagar city of Jammu and Kashmir, a number of water sport activities like shikara racing, canoeing and kayaking were organized at the Dal Lake that saw participation of a number of enthusiasts. The water body is known as a popular tourist spot across the world for its unique shikara boats and houseboat stays.
यही एक्चुअली हमारा जो मकसद है ये करने का कि हम लोगों को मैसेज देना चाहते हैं बाहर के लोगों को कि आप लोग आइए यहाँ पे कश्मीर जम्मू कश्मीर आइए, हम वेलकम कर रहे हैं, कोई परेशानी नहीं है यहाँ पे। हाँ, कोविड की वजह से जो थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम हो गई थी, जो टूरिस्ट घूमना चाहते हैं वो नहीं घूम सकते हैं, लेकिन अब कोई परेशानी नहीं है।
बहुत बूस्ट मिलेगी क्योंकि आज बहुत एक्टिविटीज़ हो रही है, कायाकिंग हो रहा है, कैनॉन हो रही है, साइकिलिंग हो रही है और रनिंग हो रही है। तो मैंने भी आज 15 किलोमीटर रन की अराउंड द डाल, तो इससे बहुत बूस्ट मिलेगा टूरिज्म डिपार्टमेंट को।
In Mashobra Valley of Himachal Pradesh, one-day cycling race was organized by Himalayan Adventure Sports and Tourism Promotion Association or Hastapa to celebrate the day. Around 50 local cyclists participated in the competition that started from Dak Bungalow near Kufri and covered a total distance of 50 kilometers. The terrain was challenging and comprised of single tracks, jeep tracks, forest trails and loose gravel tracks among the pristine deodar forest of Shimla, Kufri and Mashobra.
मुझे लगता है कि यंगर जनरेशन्स के लिए, फिटनेस के लिए और मोटिवेशन के लिए एक आउटडोर स्पोर्ट है। इससे हर तरह की इंसान की डेवलपमेंट हो सकती है, मेंटली, फिज़िकली, इमोशनली। सो आउटडोर स्पोर्ट्स का मैं बहुत बड़ा फॉलोअर हूँ और मुझे लगता है कि ऐसे इवेंट्स ज़्यादा होने चाहिए और ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोगों को ऐसे इवेंट्स में पार्टिसिपेट करना चाहिए।
Meanwhile, in Varanasi city of Uttar Pradesh, Alaknanda cruise service that gives people tours of River Ganga with a world-class facility resumed its operations on the World Tourism Day. This year, the day was observed with the theme Tourism and Rural Development to celebrate the unique role that tourism plays in providing opportunities outside of big cities and preserving cultural and natural heritage all over the world.
Sufism has entrenched itself at the center of cultural and spiritual life in India. The northern state of Uttar Pradesh serves as a rich reservoir of this tradition, because of its association with the Ganga Jamuni Tehzeeb, which binds two of India's major religious groups, Hindus and Muslims, in a common knot of harmony. So, giving a glimpse of this unique devotional culture, today we take you to the Dargah of Latif Shah Baba in Kanpur district of the state to get a glimpse of this amiable bond which is shared by the citizens.
For the last many years, the shrine of Latif Shah Baba in Kanpur district of Uttar Pradesh is serving as a cynosure of unification between myriad faiths practiced in India. Devotees, irrespective of caste or community, bow their head before the shrine and offer respect to the revered Sufi saint who throughout his life spread the message of peace and brotherhood. They believe that this dargah is the last resort where all the problems would end.
सरकार की चौखट पे सब मरीज जाते हैं, किसी को कुछ कराया हो या किसी को कोई अवसेब हो या कोई ऐसी परेशानी शैतानी मामलात हैं या अस्पताल से मरीज उठ के आता है, उन सब का इलाज होता है। हर धर्म के लोग आते हैं, हाँ, हिंदू मुस्लिम सिख भी आते हैं।
Situated in the Bakarmandi area of Kanpur district, the holy site is thronged by a number of devotees every year. People take part in salutations, supplications, sermons and night-long prayers where Sufi scholars and imams throw light on the life, religious service, teachings and spiritual strength of the saint who devoted his entire life to serve humanity. Devotees believe that whosoever offers his prayers with complete devotion to the saint, all his sufferings and troubles come to an end as the saint showers his blessing on them.
सरकार लतीफ़ शाह बाबा की दरगाह बहुत ही पुरानी है। यहाँ हम लोग का ये मानना है कि हर मुसीबत का हल निकल आता है बिना लगाए, और यहाँ किसी को कुछ देना लेना नहीं पड़ता, बस आते हैं बाबा से बात करते हैं मनी मन और अपने घर को चले जाते हैं। उससे बाबा अपने फैज़ो करम से नवाजते हैं। कोई सभी धर्म के लोग आते हैं, कोई किसी बीमारी में मुब्तला है, कोई अवसेब में मुब्तला है, कोई इलाज में मुब्तला है, कोई किसी की तकलीफ़ है, कोई किसी की तकलीफ़, हर प्रकार की तकलीफ़ रूहानी फैज़ मिलता है।
Since ages, the Sufi saint like Latif Shah Baba have propagated the message of spiritualism and harmony in our country, and their teachings are still playing a significant role in binding different faiths together.
Now, a roundup of some of the major stories that made news recently.
A youngster from Jammu and Kashmir is making lives easier of his fellow citizens by delivering the taste of home-cooked meal at their doorsteps. Called as a tiffin or tiffin come home service, Rais Ahmed is serving the forgotten home-cooked delicacies of the Kashmir Valley in nicely packed lunch boxes, which is winning hearts. The motive behind Rais Tiffin service is to inculcate healthy eating habits in individuals and spread the message of avoiding consumption of junk and unhealthy food items, especially in times of the pandemic.
हमारा ये जो टिफ़िन आव है, ये एक ऐसी सर्विस है, हम लोगों तक खाना पहुंचाते हैं, वो भी हाइजीनिक और हेल्दी और फ्रेश। जो लोग फील्ड में काम करते रहते हैं, चाहे वो एम्प्लॉइज़ हो, शॉपकीपर्स हो, स्टूडेंट्स हो, कोई भी हो, और वो खाने की तलाश में रहता है और फिर उसको जाना पड़ता है कई जगहों पे खाना खाने के लिए। हमारा बेसिकली मकसद ये है लोगों को फ़ास्ट फूड से दूर रखने का, क्योंकि आप देखिए कश्मीर में बहुत सारी बीमारियां अरूज पे है, लाइक कैंसर, स्टोमक कैंसर। उसका रीज़न ये है कि फ़ास्ट फूड में मतलब बहुत सारे ऐसे टेस्टिंग पाउडर्स यूज़ किए जाते हैं जो कि इलीगल है और जिसको खाने से इंसान का सेहत बहुत ही ख़राब होता है। तो हमारी ये कोशिश है लोगों तक साफ़ सुथरा खाना पहुंचाना और हेल्दी खाना पहुंचाना, और हमारे खानों में ज़्यादा मसाले वगैरह भी यूज़ नहीं होते हैं, जितना लिमिटेड होना चाहिए उतना ही हम होममेड फूड लोगों तक पहुंचाते हैं।
Rais Ahmed started his tiffin service on February 3rd last year. However, After a halt, he decided to resume his services on popular demand amid the COVID-19 crisis, with the motive to help his fellow citizens. Indian and Japanese navies recently concluded the 3-day maritime bilateral joint exercise in the northern part of the Arabian Sea. The exercise, dubbed as JIMEX 20, began on September 26, where the two navies carried out extensive maritime ops for 3 days. Indian Embassy in Japan tweeted, JIMEX 2020 will further enhance cooperation and mutual confidence between Indian Navy and Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force and fortify long-standing bond of friendship between India and Japan. Last week, India conducted a joint military exercise with the Royal Australian Navy as well in Indian Ocean region. It has also conducted a couple of military exercises with the members of informal Quad grouping that also include USA. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi recently held a bilateral summit with his Danish counterpart Mette Frederiksen via video conferencing. The two countries held talks on a wide range of topics including climate change. Modi highlighted the importance of working together with like-minded countries like Denmark, which shares a rules-based, transparent, humanitarian and democratic value system. Denmark is one of India's biggest foreign direct investors, and the bilateral trade between the two countries reached $3.68 billion in 2019, an increase over 30% from 2016 as per government figures. Cinema theatres in India are gearing up to open after government issued new unlock guidelines, even as coronavirus cases in the country continue to rise rapidly. India's federal government has allowed states to reopen theatres from October 15 with 50% capacity. Workers were seen cleaning and sanitizing cinema halls as theatre owners took precautions to ensure safety of the moviegoers and prevent the spread of the virus.
7 महीने बाद गवर्नमेंट ने गाइडलाइन दी है, उसके बाद स्टेट गवर्नमेंट देगी। स्टेट गवर्नमेंट क्या गाइडलाइन देती है उस हिसाब से हम खोलने के लिए तैयार हैं और 7 महीने से कर्मचारियों को सैलरी दे रहे हैं। काफ़ी हालत ख़राब है कर्मचारियों की, लेकिन हम एडजस्ट करके चल रहे हैं।
Industry figures show India makes 1,200 films in a typical year, while there are 9,500 theatres that have been shut down completely in the last 6 months. India imposed a strict nationwide lockdown in March, but in recent months slowly lifted restrictions amid rising concerns of a sharp slowdown in economic growth.
It is said happiness doesn't result from what we get, but from what we give. This quote perfectly encapsulates the motive with which few youngsters in Chandigarh are working. In their recent endeavour, they distributed food packets among underprivileged children to bring smiles on their faces, along with serving a greater cause amid the pandemic. Have a look.
In these times of pandemic, when there is an atmosphere of sorrow and suffering all around, these two groups of youngsters in Chandigarh are bringing smiles to hundreds of faces. Popularly known as Team Prerna and Robin Hood Army, they recently distributed 700 food packets among the underprivileged children, no matter which caste or community they belong to. They named these packets containing buttermilk, cake, biscuit and a mask as Kiddo Delight or Happiness Kit.
हमारा जो कॉन्सेप्ट आया था, हमें लगा कि सपोज जैसे नेक्स्ट खुला और काफ़ी सारे रेस्टोरेंट्स खुले थे, तो हम सब लोग तो जा पा रहे थे, बट इन बच्चों का क्या, उनको तो ऐसी कोई सुविधा नहीं मिल रही थी। तो हमने सोचा कि हमें अपने लेवल पे कुछ करना चाहिए। तो हमने सोचा कि हम बस एक छोटी सी रकम पे कुछ आइटम्स इकट्ठे करेंगे और हम इन बच्चों को देंगे, ताकि जो खुशी हमें मिलती है हम खुशी इनके साथ भी बांट सकें। बिकॉज जितना हम बांटते हैं उतना ही हमारे को और खुशी मिलती है, दुगनी खुशी मिलती है। तो इसी छोटी सी सोच को लेकर हमने ड्राइव का प्लान किया और हमने 10 रुपये के आइटम्स इकट्ठे करे, जैसे लस्सी, केक्स, बिस्किट्स, और हम इन लोगों के बीच में बांटने आए हैं।
A very important motive is to also give a mask. So we are also distributing a mask. It's really important to wear a mask during this pandemic. It helps. It provides safety. It's really important. So that's another motive. One is happiness. The second is to give hand over a mask.
Both the groups first assembled the children and then made them stand in a proper line. Children patiently waited for their turn as the youngsters started distributing the happiness kits among them. During the drive, volunteers took care of all the precautionary measures and followed the social distancing norms to avoid the spread of virus. They also urged people to contribute their bit to the society either by associating themselves with an NGO or at an individual level.
ज़रूरी नहीं आप रॉबिन हुड के साथ या किसी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के साथ जुड़ के ही आप सोशल वर्क कर सकते हो। आपके आसपास में भी, पड़ोस में भी कोई अगर बच्चा आपको मिलता है और जो लगता है कि आपको मतलब जेन्युइन है, उसको कुछ नीड्स है, राशन का, शूज़ का, कुछ भी, तो आप वो भी दे सकते हो। जरूरी नहीं रॉबिन हुड के साथ या किसी भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के साथ जुड़ के करो। आसपास भी कोई दिखता है तो आप उसको मदद करो डायरेक्टली। ऐसा नहीं कि आप रॉबिन हुड के साथ या किसी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के साथ जुड़ के करो, तो आप डायरेक्टली कर सकते हो हेल्प से।
Such acts of generosity by a group of teenagers in Chandigarh are not just inspirational but also motivate us to rise above all biases and think about those who are underprivileged.
Education is the movement from darkness to light. An educated mind helps individuals in making well-informed choices, which paves the way towards a secure future. While authorities keep on taking a number of steps for educating children and youngsters in the country, a number of scholars and commoners have also come to the forefront to educate the society in different possible ways. One such man is Nanda Prusti from the eastern state of Odisha, who has spent his entire life in educating children of his village. A report.
A 104-year-old man is often seen sitting under a tree in the noon with a stick in hand reciting phonetics and numbers to children. This man is Nanda Prusti, better known as Nanda Sir from Jajpur district of Odisha. He has dedicated his entire life to the cause of providing basic education to people.
मोटे होता 30 वर्ष राति पढ़ाए बड़ बड़ मनीष राति पढ़ा सारिकी ये छुआ को पढ़ाए नहीं सका चाष करने मु भात फात नहीं जाए ये व्यवस्था करूँ देखिली आम गाँव में बहुत थिले पढ़ी नथिले ना दस्खत करि पारि नथिले तापर सी माने टीप चिन्ह दौले तांकु काकू दस्खत करे शिखेली किए गीत भागवत बोलला किए कौन करीगला ता जो माने पाठ पढ़ी पुओं को पढ़े पुओ को पढ़े पुओ को एना पढ़े पुओ एना पढ़ुचंती खाली बसंत हईजा आउ मिलिमिला हारपुटी ये सबू डाक्तर माने ता मूल बीज बुड़े देले आउ सी एने देखा नहीं।
Residing in Kandira village of district's Bartanda area, Nanda Prusti provides pre-primary and primary education to his students and then advises them to join a proper school. He also teaches adults about basic alphabets and numbers in the evening. It was in his 20s when Nanda was working in an agricultural firm that he realized his colleagues were unaware of basic Hindi and Oriya alphabets. He then decided to teach them so that they can do their signatures at the list. Later, at the age of 30, he started his school under a tree beside his home and started giving free of cost education to young children. The government tried to offer Nanda with a permanent building to run his school. However, even at such a senior age, Nanda refuses to take it and continues to teach his children under the tree. His endeavours are highly applauded by locals and his fellow villagers.
आज लगभग 75 साल से वो लोगों को यहाँ बैठा कर चाटसाड़ी जिसको बोलते हैं वहाँ लोगों को शिक्षादान करते हैं और उनका इतना इसमें हॉबी हो गया है कि वो एक भी पैसा किससे भी नहीं लेते। आज तक वो 70-75 साल हो गया है। लोगों को पढ़ाई में ध्यान देते हैं। लोगों कैसे पढ़ाई करोगे क्या करोगे ये सब लोगों को समझाते हैं। यहाँ छोटे बच्चे आते हैं, यहाँ कम से कम 30-40 बच्चे सुबह वो लेकर बैठ जाते हैं पढ़ाने के लिए। वो आज तक इनका काम चल रहा है, अभी तक वो बंद नहीं हुआ है। उनको 104 साल हो गया है, आज तक वो आंखों में चश्मा भी नहीं दिए है, फिर भी वो पढ़ाई जा रहे हैं।
Continuing his practice for the last 75 years, Nanda is now teaching the 4th generation of his first batch students, and it is due to his efforts that many of his fellow villagers and their children are now able to read and write numbers and their native language Oriya.
That's all we have for you this week. Your comments and suggestions are important to us. Do give us your feedback at mindia@nin.com. I'm your host Shreya Savijay, and it's goodbye from the entire production team.